Evan just came in here and said that he wants this unit to be feared this season. You think that's attainable for this defense?
Yeah, for sure. And by that, what do you mean? Like the
He
safety
was
room,
just
or
describing the goals of
Okay.
the defense, and he said he wants the Oregon defense to be feared this season.
Yeah, 100%. I think that's something that the players know and realize, and I think that's something that Tosh and Lanning have also said as well, that they want us to be more fearless, more relentless as well. So,
What do you think? A couple things you guys maybe need to get better at in order to kind of help that goal of being feared defense.
I think just overall total defense. I mean, not anything in particular really. I mean, shoot, last year I think it was like 6th in the country in interceptions. So I think we did a good job of takeaways, but there's always room for improvement. So starting there.
This is sort of being known as the year of the quarterback. Overall, as a defense, are you guys sort of taking that challenge personally?
Oh yeah, for sure. Because every week is going to be new. It's going to be a new quarterback. So we have to go in there every week with the right mindset, and then we have to also realize that every week we're going to see a different quarterback, and realize that a quarterback like Cam Rising or may do something different than a quarterback like Michael Penix. So.
Brandon claimed that he's the team's best chirper, trash talker on the team. Do you critique his trash talk on the field?
Was that Dorless?
Yes.
Yeah, I'd for sure have to say Dorless is one of the chippy ones on the team for sure. Sometimes you may not hear it in the game, but then, if you're close enough to Brandon, you'll hear it for sure. So.
Evan obviously looks a lot like Bennett, sounds a lot like Bennett. Do you ever turn around and think that Bennett's back there?
Yeah, no, it was actually scary when he first came in because they literally have like the same laugh and they read the exact same. So when like Evan's up like reading stuff on the board and stuff like that, it's kind of scary because you kind of still get like Bennett things because I played with Bennett for 2 years. So yeah, no, it's for sure scary at first, but yeah, I love Evan.
What things does he do that's really similar to Bennett in terms of maybe approach? What things did he pick up from his brother, and what are a couple things that he's a little bit different?
I think just how locked in he is to the game, like always getting extra work. Also, is physical just like his brother. Bennett was a guy who was around the ball a lot because playing that star position, and I think Evan, playing those like free and boundary, I think he's around the ball a lot, and I think he's very physical as well.
What's the goal for the defense this season? Coming into the year and coming even into camp, what are some of those goals that you guys have for camp?
Yeah, just looking into camp, we don't want to look too far ahead, but looking into camp, I think Tosh has really instilled into our brains that, we have to start off and be relentless. And I think that, just like I said previously, that, that starts with more takeaways, better tackling, knockback tackling, little things like that. And I think that's something that we've done. We've also got to rush the passer better. So I think that's something that we've done in the spring, and the guys up front have done a great job of doing. I think the leaders in that room, like Dorless, Keon, and then Popo as well, I think they've been instilling that into the young guys as well and been doing a good job of that.
Connection. Dan called the theme of the offseason the good to great. From your perspective, just how have you seen yourself, this team, the unit, kind of embrace that theme?
Yeah, let me start off with the team. I think the team has been doing an excellent job of that. I think that they've even read the book themselves. And I think a lot of the guys, like a lot of the leaders have, been forcing that onto the new guys, like a lot of the transfers that have came in and a lot of the young guys that came in this summer and this spring that have been with us. So, yeah, overall, I think that's been, the real motto of the off season, just going good to great because, like we're always seen as like, we'll maybe win 10 games or we'll be satisfied with 10 games, but that's not something that we're satisfied with this year. We want to win like 13 games plus. So I think that's, the goal that everybody has in mind.
Connection is such a big thing with Dan. At Pac-12 Media Day, he was talking about how he's starting to hear some of his messaging now that he's in year 2 kind of echo from the veterans down to the younger players. Are there any key points that he talks about in his messaging that you've tried to pass along to some of these 50 newcomers?
Yeah, every day, it's always going to start off with connection. That was one of the main pillars that he likes to hit on a lot. We're always doing stuff outside the facility and, trying to get to know one another. And like me, for instance, I'm hanging out with like long snappers outside of the facility. And, it has to be little things like that because I want to know what they're playing for, and also outside the field, I want to know them as players, or know them as people, not just players. So. And then also the toughness part. That's something that, we're going to practice hard, and it's going to be hard at times. Like fall camp's going to be hard, and these coaches are going to make it as hard as they want to. So, yeah, I think, connection and toughness has been the two heaviest things that, he's been trying to hit. So I think they've been doing a great job of that, and everybody's been following with the program.
With 50 new faces around, what kind of challenges does that pose in building those relationships and stuff?
It does pose some challenges, but I think the guys that Lanning and them did recruit, they recruited good guys that, are going to come in and, be ready to build relationships and be ready to, get coached by other players, because we do want to be a player-led team, because player-led teams can only, or coach-led teams can only go so far. So it starts with the players first, because we're the ones taking the snaps. So, yeah, I think they've been doing a good job, recruiting dogs that, want to come here and be great. So,
was Coach Lanning a target in the paintball?
He did. Yeah, he did get hit yesterday a couple times in the back. Yeah, he was a little down on himself, but it's all right. I think he'll be all right.
Jamal Hill's a guy that's making a similar transition that you did position-wise. How has he used you as a resource?
I think just, just realizing the difference between, playing star, playing safety, and then, the more physicality up front, where it gets with, with dealing with linemen every play, dealing with tight ends, and, understanding gap schemes, and also like stretch schemes and outside zone schemes. So, yeah, I think he's just been, coming out to me, asking for little tips and tricks. But I think he's been doing a great job in the past game. In the spring, he's been showing a lot of growth in that. And, yeah, I think really just understanding the run fits, because it's very much different than playing safety. So just understanding run fits.
How much more comfortable are you now in the position, and how's that actually translated onto the field?
I'd for sure have to say 100% more comfortable, because last year, with my weight and where I was at, getting a lot of weight, and then in the spring also, just getting into the playbook more, studying in the film room. I'm out there playing with more confidence. I can, go out there with more swagger and, disguise what I'm going to do a little bit more. So, yeah, I think just having more confidence with my body, and then having more confidence in the defense now that I see it too.
A couple of players have mentioned player run practices and just the importance they've had on this off season during the summertime. Anyone stand out to you? Just like, man, that guy made some jumps. That guy, he's improved.
Yeah, for sure. I'd for sure have to say Kamari Terrell. Kamari Terrell's been doing a great job. Guys like Jamal Hill. Jamal Hill's been doing a great job as well. And then Jerry Mixon as well. And then Justin Jacobs has also been doing a great job. And then a lot of the big boys up front, it's a lot to name, but I think they've been doing an excellent job up there. So.
Did you ever play the NCAA games growing up?
The NCAA games growing up? I did. I think it was NCAA 14 was the most recent one I played. Yeah.
What would it mean, the opportunity to be able to, be in the game?
I think it would be amazing, but I for sure want my rating to be a little high, but I think it would be amazing though. Yeah, how college football has changed so much, I think it would for sure have to be something great for some of my friends back home, and myself and my teammates to be able to see ourselves in the game and see myself in the game, and then like I said, just some of my friends back home to be able to see me in the game now, since our college football has changed. So,
were you a dynasty guy, a road to glory guy?
I was for sure, and then I was also, I can't remember the game mode, but the game mode with the mascots, where you play with the mascots, the whole team would be the mascots. So.
Did you like taking a team that was really good, or did you take dynasty mode, taking a bad team and turning it great?
I for sure like to take the bad team and turn them great. Yeah, I kind of like the whole underdog theme. So
who was the bad team?
Last question.
I cannot remember. I fully cannot remember off the top of my head. It's been a little while. So.
It's a good answer.